The South China Sea is a maritime crossroads where the world's busiest shipping lanes intersect, and where the stakes are as high as the traffic is dense. This region acts as a lifeline for international trade, linking factories, consumers, and economies across the globe. Each year, trillions of dollars worth of goods, everything from smartphones to crude oil, flow through these waters, making the South China Sea indispensable to nations from the American Midwest to the heart of Asia. But beyond commerce, this is a tangled zone of shipping routes, abundant fisheries, and overlapping territorial claims, drawing in the world's most powerful navies and governments. The U.S. Navy routinely carries out freedom of navigation operations here, asserting the principle that these waters belong to everyone and challenging any nation's attempt to control them. Meanwhile, China has rapidly increased its footprint, constructing artificial islands, building military outposts, and claiming vast stretches of the sea, despite ongoing disputes with its neighbors. Whenever a U.S. destroyer enters these contested waters, a Chinese warship is quick to follow, shadowing its every move and making its presence impossible to ignore. Two formidable ships, two distinct missions, and two conflicting views of maritime law, tension simmers constantly, with every maneuver under intense scrutiny. The sailors are rigorously trained, prepared for any scenario, but everyone is aware that a single error or misunderstanding could escalate a routine patrol into a global incident in an instant. In these tight quarters, professionalism, discipline, and crystal-clear communication are all that separate calm from chaos, as the world watches, holding its breath. For hours, the US and Chinese warships shadow each other in tense silence, each vessel mirroring the other's movements with precision and caution. Suddenly, the Chinese destroyer breaks formation, accelerating and turning directly toward the American ship, a bold and unexpected maneuver that catches everyone off guard. This is no longer passive observation, it's an aggressive challenge, a high-stakes game of chicken where neither side wants to be the first to back down. The Chinese vessel aims to cross in front of the US destroyer's bow, forcing a critical decision: yield or risk a potentially devastating collision. Warships can't stop quickly. A crash would be catastrophic for both crews and global stability, sending shockwaves through international relations. The radio crackles to life. U.S. Navy vessel, this is Chinese Naval Warship 175. You are entering Chinese waters. Alter your course immediately. The message is clear and firm. The real message, though, is in the ship's bold movement, a physical assertion of dominance and territorial claim. On the American bridge, the crew braces for a split-second decision, their training and instincts guiding them in this critical moment. The world's eyes aren't on them, but the stakes couldn't be higher, as the outcome could set a precedent for future encounters. The moment of truth has arrived, thousands of miles from home, in a sea where one wrong move could change everything, altering the course of history. The next few seconds will define the encounter, as every decision made now will echo in the halls of power across the globe. On the American bridge, calm prevails. The atmosphere is tense, but every officer knows their role and trusts in their training. The captain, surrounded by data and a disciplined crew, issues a clear order: maintain course and speed. His voice is steady, projecting confidence to everyone on the bridge. He picks up the radio. Chinese Naval Warship 175. This is U.S. Navy warship. We are conducting lawful operations in international waters. We will maintain our present course and speed. The message is delivered with unwavering resolve. The message is unmistakable. The U.S. will not be bullied out of international waters. Their presence is a statement, a reminder of commitment to freedom of navigation. The crew executes their duties with precision, eyes locked on the approaching Chinese ship. Every movement is deliberate, every action rehearsed for moments like this. The two destroyers close in, steel giants, neither yielding. The tension is palpable as both sides wait to see who will blink first. At the last possible moment, the Chinese ship veers away, passing astern of the American vessel. The maneuver is tight, a testament to the skill of both crews. The crisis is over, for now. The ocean returns to its calm, but the memory of the encounter lingers in every sailor's mind. The American crew returns to their duties, their professionalism tested and proven. They know these moments define their service. This is the U.S. Navy's hallmark: resolve under pressure, discipline in the face of danger. It's what keeps them ready for whatever comes next. The standoff ends not with weapons, but with steady nerves and clear intent. In these moments, restraint is as powerful as force. In these waters, that's often the difference between peace and disaster. Every decision matters, every action is watched. Today, cool heads have prevailed. The crew knows that tomorrow may bring new challenges, but for now, they have upheld their duty with honor. The Arleigh Burke-class destroyer is more than a ship. It's a floating fortress of technology and training. With the Aegis combat system, it tracks hundreds of targets and responds to threats in seconds. Its radar panels provide 360-degree awareness, giving the crew a constant edge. The ship's design blends stealth, armor, and speed, making it both hard to find and hard to catch. But its greatest asset isn't steel or software, it's the crew. Every sailor is trained to handle crisis, from the bridge to the engine room. In tense moments, it's their discipline and teamwork that matter most. Technology gives options, but people make the difference. In the South China Sea, it was the crew's calm professionalism that kept the situation from spiraling out of control. The ship is powerful, but its true strength is human. These standoffs are more than ship-to-ship drama. They're a window into the US-China rivalry. For the US, freedom of navigation operations defend the principle that the seas belong to everyone, not just the most powerful. For China, confronting US ships asserts its claims and signals its rise as a regional power. Each encounter is a test of resolve, a message to allies and rivals alike. The stakes are global. A huge share of the world's trade flows through these waters. Disruption here could trigger economic chaos far beyond Asia. That's why every maneuver is watched by diplomats and military leaders worldwide. Professional, safe encounters suggest competition is under control. But when things get aggressive, the risk of miscalculation and conflict rises sharply. The world holds its breath, hoping cool heads will keep the peace. In these waters, stability is everyone's business. After the standoff, the Chinese ship resumes shadowing at a safer distance. The American crew logs every detail: time, location, radio calls, radar tracks. This isn't just paperwork, it's evidence for diplomats and a training tool for future crews. The incident is analyzed, lessons are drawn, and the Navy gets better prepared for the next encounter. Sometimes, the Pentagon releases photos or video to highlight professionalism, or to call out unsafe behavior. China, in turn, offers its own version of events. The standoff quickly becomes a war of words, each side seeking to sway global opinion. But for the sailors, it's back to routine, vigilant, professional, and ready for whatever comes next. These real-world encounters teach more than any simulation. Each one is a lesson in crisis management, seamanship, and the psychology of confrontation. Every near collision at sea is a lesson in the importance of communication and discipline. Protocols like the Code for Unplanned Encounters at Sea exist for a reason, but only work if both sides follow them. The American destroyer's steady response sent a clear message: aggression won't win. Deterrence isn't just about firepower, it's about professionalism and resolve. In the end, it's people, not machines, who make the crucial decisions. The captain's calm judgment was the key to a peaceful outcome. These incidents remind us that the gray zone between peace and war is real and dangerous. Stability can't be taken for granted in contested waters. Nations must know their red lines and signal them clearly, without stumbling into conflict. Navigating this gray zone safely is one of the defining challenges of our time. Encounters like this will only become more common as China's Navy grows and the US maintains its global presence. The future of maritime safety depends on communication, professionalism, and clear rules of the road. Dialogue between military leaders and new protocols for new technologies are essential. Without them, a single miscalculation at sea could spark a crisis on land. Technology will help, but it also brings new risks, especially as AI and autonomous ships enter the picture. The oceans are a shared resource, vital to the world economy and peace. Maintaining stability requires constant effort, diplomacy, and responsible leadership. The steady hand of a crew can prevent a crisis today, but the future depends on wise choices by leaders everywhere.